ahead and get started. The 3 ways that you can make money. There's 3 different verticals. The first one, the easiest one, services. This is the first avenue in kind of a business where you can make money, right? Services. By offering services. Now, services.
Window cleaning, yard trimming. There are so many services out there, guys. An ad agency, freaking social media management, ridiculous amounts of services out there.
Require something.
Find what you like. Find what you desire.
Sweat, time, manpower. Usually, it's your manpower. It's your sweat, and it's your time. So, most of you guys right now are broke. Okay? You're poor. You don't have a ton of crazy skills, but you have sweat, aka your ability to work. You got time. You got plenty of time, and you have manpower. You have the ability to do something. Sweat, time, and manpower is your secret weapon to get started when you don't have anything. Okay? When you don't have anything, you have sweat, you have time, and you have manpower. Now,
that's where we're Jesus, I don't even know what I was about to say. That's why we're here, guys. We're putting in the time, putting in the sweat, putting in the manpower to get educated, to understand how we can better create the life that we desire for ourselves.
Important because you are the product, right? Your service, the service that you offer, you are the product. So let me give you an example as to what would be a place where you can implement your service. So we are talking the first path for you to make money is with services, right? So if you're broke, right off the bat, you can do 5 to 10 different services that would get you paid regardless of what you were doing. The first one, anything that has to do with landscape.
I was just saying.
Or pool repair service.
There's another one depending on the temperature where you live.
Streets or garages and things of this nature.
Yep.
All
pressure
of
washing.
These are services that require sweat, time, and manpower, but not a lot of skills. But they are still a necessary element. They are still a necessary element. Why is this important? This is important because the first thing that you need is your ability to make money, right? Your goal is to make money as soon as possible. So you need to start by doing businesses and being in niches where your output is in direct correlation with your input, and where the risk in return, right, the risk that you're attributing versus the return is very well balanced to whereas you're never going to lose money. Because when you don't have money, a lot of people want to do risky business, right? They want their money to grow really fast. You need to learn
to be patient. I don't know if that's what he's going to say, but you do need to learn to be patient, guys. There is no such thing as easy money. There is quick money, but that's not really going to happen if you don't know how to use it. That's why you need to learn.
And understand the fundamentals of business.
The fundamentals of business. That's what you need to learn.
You understand customer service. You understand customer experience. You understand
investing, sales,
lifetime value. How to treat an individual in order to continue supplying their needs, right? Because you're providing a continuous service. Therefore, you have to continue to prove yourself on a regular basis. Ideally, you want a service that is on a subscription or a service that has a return customer relationship. You do not want to be doing one-off services like, I don't know, shoe cleaning. Something where people won't come back for a really long time. Or something with a low user base. I don't know. But you want to be on high intensity, high customer base, returning customer base services. That is the first thing you should be doing. You should not be thinking about
so you can get recurring sales.
You should be thinking about the fundamentals of business.
Facts. That's where you start. Because what you're going to do basically, and this is what I'm doing too, you're going to go, you're going to learn, you're going to educate yourself, you're going to build a business. You're going to work hard to eventually start making some money, and you're going to build a nest egg. You're going to put that money away, save it. Once you've built up a certain nest egg, well, obviously you're going to continue to reinvest into your business, expand it, grow it, continue to make more money. But then you're going to use the money that you've saved, that nest egg, to leverage yourself into some type of investment. And then over time, that investment portfolio, as well as the nest eggs that you continue to build, will grow and expand. And then eventually you'll have passive income, hopefully, depending on the, again, vehicles that you decide on, investment vehicles.
Teach you the basics to everything.
Business is an investment as well.
The first businesses that I started were service-based businesses.
As it should be, service-based businesses, because it's the easiest in the beginning.
Whether it was doing marketing for restaurants, whether it was whatever it may be, we had these monthly retainers with people, and we learned the importance of services and high-quality products, meeting our KPIs, meeting our deadlines, and utilizing other people's dime to learn the craft. This is the easiest way to get out. Services. Services is the first one that anybody with low skill sets, right, not a lot of money, they can go ahead and get started and implement basically yesterday. The next one, we have our digital goods, okay? Our digital goods are going to be everything that has to do with our digital lives, right? So it can be your Spotify subscription, it can be a digital good, it can be a course, it can be Netflix, it can be Amazon.
Which, by the way, guys, we are currently building a course in our Discord. We will be selling a Discord/community membership. Discord is just where we're hosting currently. We will be expanding it as we obviously grow as a company. But we really just want to create a community, a place where people can come to learn, receive resources, ask questions, get some help. Basically, we just want to provide you with the value that's actually applicable to your life, again, so that you can create a life of your own design. Teach you how to do that, one, but also show you the resources so that you can go ahead and do that for yourself. So be looking out for that.
Delivery service. That's good. That explains the example. Okay. So these are your digital goods. Your digital goods are all intangible products that you cannot touch, right? Like you cannot touch a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but you can watch it. Oh, another one that is a digital good would be like OnlyFans, right? Like that is technically a digital good. I think it's a combination between services and digital goods, but I think it couldn't exist without the digital part, which is kind of what makes it what it is. But digital goods are usually what digital goods is that even though startup cost initially is bigger because you have bugs, you have kinks that you have to fix, you have issues, you have errors, usually the maintenance cost of it is not as high, right? Let's say you run a software and you're teaching people how to scrape products off of Shopify stores, and that is your software. We usually have your development cost, your maintenance cost, your management cost of your team, your server cost, and then usually the rest is pretty much upside, and it has to do with your ability to attract customers. So I never recommend digital goods right off the bat because unless you yourself are doing somebody said NFTs, right? NFTs are another good one. Let me put it right there. Unless you're the individual that's actually doing the programming, I would not go out and spend money on programming, designing apps, developing apps, doing a lot of this garbage that a lot of people want to do because it's usually difficult. It's usually difficult to have a successful app, to have an app that's fully developed, especially if you have no like app background or coding background. It's very difficult. So digital goods are very good. The returns are extremely high versus the initial startup cost. But they're not going to teach you right off the bat all the essential sectors of a business like services would. So digital goods are extremely important, but digital goods for me.
Yeah, it's more like a later thing, like he's about to say, final frontier, because again, you want to develop those specific business skills so that by the time you are able to do those things, you can actually capitalize off them. Like it's going to take you so much longer to learn how to create an NFT, one that is actually valuable, because a lot of the NFTs out there, like anybody can make an NFT, but a lot of the NFTs out there are trash. I'm talking about something that's a high level NFT. Like that takes a lot of good service, because you got to realize like that thing needs to provide value to the people and on a somewhat continual basis. And you're only going to know how to do that, create that kind of packaging for your digital product, by selling a service first. Like I'm saying, it's going to be hard because you're going to not know where to start. The same thing with the service, but at least you're going to get hands-on experience with the service.
Are the final frontier if you're trying to build something massive. The second one that we have, and the third one, excuse me, and this is kind of where I started, and I'll explain it to you guys. We have our physical goods. Okay? We have our physical goods, and that's going to be our e-commerce store. That's going to be, our...
By the way, guys, Lyfe Spectrum has an e-commerce store as well. It is our clothing brand, basically. We're coming out with a new collection soon. So get ready for that. We got our clothing, we got our membership, and we got this content going. So we're going full steam ahead, guys.
Our
Only action.
That has a clothing line that's going to be our makeup kits. Those are going to be our LED lights, our cameras, our watch collection, our luxury watches, our cars. These are physical goods. Physical goods is highly competitive. Highly, highly competitive, especially online in the internet nowadays. Physical goods are extremely complicated to manage because you have additional...
Yeah, the clothing is a motherfucker. I'm not going to lie. Like, I just started another business. I started my agency, my ad agency, and it is so much simpler than running the clothing brand. I promise you that. Start with services, guys.
Rolling cost, ongoing cost of inventory.
Also, make sure to take into account the skills that you do have so you can leverage those first.
Of supply chain management, and depending on the type of e-commerce that you run or physical good kind of sale that you run, usually it requires building a brand, right? So
yep,
you can
exactly.
build a brand in different avenues. The thing is, I personally don't love building a brand behind a single product, right? The moment you do that, your brand dies when the product becomes irrelevant. So I've kind of come to realize the importance of understanding how to do physical products, like physical goods, and have a background in physical goods, but it wouldn't be the first frontier I would tackle. You have a lot more moving parts. I would start
100%.
with services, right? You have your initial service, what you want to offer. You have your product, whatever it is. You mow the lawn, you cut down branches. I have a buddy of mine that makes $250,000 a year cutting branches off of trees for the neighborhood, right? Not just his neighborhood. It's quite a big operation at this point, but he does extremely well. So you can't.
Yeah, like, guys, that's ridiculous.
Because they're just not as
people just don't want to go out and do stuff, bro. You guys are lazy. I don't mean you specifically, whoever's watching this, but like, so many people are lazy. They don't even want to take the time. Like, you can go make money cutting branches. Like I said, mowing the lawn. All this stuff is out there, but no one wants to put in the labor, and then they want to sit there and complain about, why don't I have this? Why am I in this situation? Because you made a decision. You decided to not be proactive and create the life you wanted for yourself. You decided you were going to let life happen to you. You were just going to be a sheep. Like, I'm asking you guys right now, what kind of life do you want to live? It's up to you.
Things, but the startup cost is extremely low. Not only is the startup cost extremely low, but the risk to reward ratio is also tilted to your favor. I got a question about, would you start trading? Well, trading is a high risk, high reward, right? And it doesn't matter how you want to twist it long term. If you hold all this, there's a reason 70% of traders lose. The reason 70% of traders lose is because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about or what they're doing, because they want to make money, but they don't understand how the markets work. So I wouldn't consider the stock market kind of in these three categories. I would put them in more so a multiplication category of making money. I wouldn't consider it like a job in and of itself, nor would it be the first vehicle of making money. Because if you're not making a ton of money and you lose money in the stock market, it'll mentally fuck with you.
And that's, again, guys, why like you said, you don't want to start with investments first. You want to start with understanding business. You want to start with gaining these skills. They're going to bleed into other things like those investments. You'll see. It's a compounding effect.
It'll mentally like really, really fuck with you. So I remember, when I didn't have a lot of money and I was out here buying stocks, and when the stocks would go down $50, I'd be like, well, there goes fucking half a day's worth of wages, and I would measure it based off of the time that I had, right? So it wasn't really fucking good for my mindset. But if you have steady income coming in, now you can start to learn how to multiply your money. But we're not talking about money multiplication. We're talking about being able to earn money. So the 3 earning possibilities that you have, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be
And you multiply your money with the
services,
investments. That's what I was saying
digital goods,
earlier, guys.
and then physical goods. You
Start
need
with
to
a
figure out
service.
which one is the avenue that you're going to tackle, and you need to commit to one of them. You need to commit to one of them. Okay. So here we have a couple categories for you guys. And then the last one
Think
is
for
you need
yourself,
to
which
know
one can you
about-
leverage properly? Maybe you're better at one of these things. Maybe you actually have insight in one of these things. Maybe you worked somewhere that gave you insight or something like that. I don't know. But you guys got to look at this and decide for yourself, where do I have a competitive advantage? Where can I actually grab some of the market share that's out there?
/ solution, but you should know that with all of them. So I won't really put that there. But anyways, this, guys, is how I would recommend you guys start thinking about making money.
So that's pretty much the end of it.